The next station is Central. Please proceed to the opposite platform number 1.
The island line of the mass transit railway, Hong Kong's underground system, winds its way from Chai Wan in the east to Sheung Wan in the west of Hong Kong Island. The MTR carries over 2 million passengers every day, and it's here, below the steamy, frantic streets of this Asian city-state, that I'm beginning my journey.
Please stand clear of the doors.
I'm here to find the Welsh who've made their lives in Britain's last major colony, and to find out what the handover of this extraordinary place to China means for them and for Hong Kong. First stop Central, the commercial heart of Hong Kong. The Foreign Correspondents Club is a stone's throw from Government House. The club opened in 1951. It's been a famous watering hole ever since for Western journalists who have followed the trials and tribulations of Eastern Asia. Elvid Vaughan Roberts is lecturer in political science at the University of Hong Kong.
Effectively, Hong Kong was taken by the British, who wanted to trade here. The Chinese wouldn't let us trade, as simple as that, so we went to war with them and took Hong Kong. Took in 1841, then we took a bit more in 1860, then we took the New Territories in 1898. This is really the last major colonial possession of the European powers. It's the last one. And that in itself signifies the end of an era. 6.2 million people now going back to the sovereignty of China.
The Kowloon Central Railway takes you from Kowloon Station through the New Territories to the border station Lo Wu in less than 40 minutes. I've decided to go to China for the day. I feel I might get a glimpse of Hong Kong's future there. Shenzhen is a large city in the Special Economic Zone, an area created to assist China's program of modernization. The border crossing is over 2 covered concrete walkways across the Shenzhen River. As you leave Hong Kong's immigration control and walk the 50 yards to the Chinese side, a large hoarding on the left proclaims, "Hong Kong will be a better place on July 1. On the right, a digital display is counting down the hours, minutes and seconds to midnight, June 30th. So this is China in 1997, or at least a bit of it. I walk across the main square outside the station. Young men, almost certainly unemployed from the provinces, hang around in groups. Bamboo scaffolding surrounds the massive skyscrapers under construction in the city centre. There are beggars on the street. Getting a cab to give me a short sightseeing tour of the city is easier said than done.
$50? 50 yen. 50? No. How much? 150.
I give up after bartering with the guy who does the deals for the drivers. 100 Hong Kong dollars is too much for a quick spin. In front of me, a large crowd surrounds the front of a shop selling VCRs and televisions. They watch in fascination at an American video. On my way back to the border, I pass 2 street musicians whose features mark them from distant provinces. Music from another China. Whilst it looks in many ways identical to Hong Kong, apart from the almost complete lack of the English language, unless you count the words Pizza Hut, McDonald's and Coca-Cola, Shenzhen feels like a kind of Wild West boomtown, a city on the edge.
Please stand clear of the doors.
Hong Kong, it's trying to get a taxi. It's pouring with rain. A typhoon is on its way. You finally get a taxi who turns out to be an aspiring singer and serenades you all the way from Central.
The major problem is, how do you have a transition from an outrageously capitalist freewheeling system into one which is theoretically controlled by a socialist system? The challenges come in freedoms and democracy.
I don't think anything will change initially. It's going to be a special economic region, the same as Shenzhen is already. And why kill the goose that lays the golden egg?
And these are the things, I think, which they feel aggrieved about. Those who've seen themselves lose their birthrights and their passports. British justice, freedoms. But in the end, it's gone now when the flag comes down.
The next station is Admiralty. Passengers for Kowloon
Hong
Station
Kong is 7 hours ahead of us in the UK. As this programme goes out, the lavish handover parties are in full swing. Dawn is about to break on Hong Kong under Chinese rule. As the first morning light glitters on the waters of the harbour and filters through the windows of its towering skyscrapers and its teeming tenement flats, it will appear to function as it did previously, but it will be finally and irrevocably grafted into the circulatory system of China, a vast and complex nation. The people of Hong Kong look out to the world with cautious hope, with a willingness to take part in an unfamiliar process, and with an open-mindedness towards change. The things that made the territory what it is today and which will determine its future.